if everyone's wondering, if you ever questioned to yourself, why is the Mona Lisa painting so famous?
Oh, are we on?
We're on.
Okay. First of all, Pebbles, welcome.
Pebbles!
Hi!
Pebbles is a special guest on the podcast. Well, we had a guest scheduled. I don't know what happened to him. Hopefully he's okay. He hasn't even responded to me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for being here. Thanks
All right.
thanks for going out of your way and letting us turn your microphone on.
Thank you.
Okay, so we were just talking off air about a bunch of stuff, but
Yep.
the last thing before Moose turned us on and go, let's just start the podcast. It was the Mona Lisa. Why is the Mona Lisa famous? Because if you ask if you just went out into the street, right, and you said, hey, name me a famous painting, 99.9% of people are going to say the Mona Lisa. You might have one douchebag out there who's going to name something else because they want to sound, like sophisticated.
I know lots of other ones. I just don't know the names of all of them.
And that's my second point. So most people are going to name the Mona Lisa. Out of those people who name the Mona Lisa, if you say, name me another one, now, like 1% maybe might name something else. Most people are going to be like, I don't know. Something by Picasso. They're not going to be able to name it. So the question is, why is the Mona Lisa famous? Why is the Mona Lisa famous? Anybody?
Why is the Mona Lisa famous? I mean, a lot of people talk about like her face and just the lack of a smile or that's really all I hear.
Yeah. It's nothing crazy. Like whenever the first time I noticed the Mona Lisa and I heard about it being famous, I looked at it and I'm like, all right, cool. It's like this basic looking chick from back in the day, but she's not beautiful. I don't think she's, people try and say like that she's drawn in this amazing way. I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe I just don't have the eye for it. But apparently, and I'm going to kind of butcher this story, but I'm going to give you the basic gist of it. I'm not going to give you like the exact perfect details.
Okay.
But this is why the Mona Lisa is famous. So, it was painted way back in the day, maybe the 1200s, somewhere around there. For like 300 years, it was just a painting in the Louvre, no big deal, right? But it was painted by what's his name, the Italian dude,
Da Vinci.
Da Vinci, yeah. So, you know how sometimes things get famous because of like a scandal? Mm-hmm. So the Mona Lisa got stolen by this Italian, like hundreds of years after it was painted. This guy from Italy stole the painting because he was like, this is an Italian, this belongs to Italy. So he stole it to bring it back to Italy. Mm-hmm. And back in those days, it wasn't like if art's stolen now, it's like a big, huge deal. Back in those days, it wasn't that big of a huge deal. You could kind of like...
Well, it was, but they didn't take it as a big deal.
You could steal something and sell it and get away with it.
It happened a lot.
Yes. But this dude stole the painting. For some reason, it just started circulating like crazy and became a big news story. So the guy panicked, kept it in his apartment for like 2 years or something. He just kept it, held on to it because he was like, crap, everybody knows about this now. I can't just go out and sell it or whatever. Finally, one day he basically called like the Italian government or something and was like, listen, I have the Mona Lisa. This belongs to Italy. I'm going to bring it in. Send someone to come get it or whatever. And basically they sent someone and arrested the dude and returned it to the Louvre. But that's what turned it into the big thing it is now.
Because then everybody wanted to see it.
Then everybody was like, what? It was like, it's wow. that momentum. So that's why the Mona Lisa is famous.
Have either of you ever seen it in the Louvre? Yeah?
Yes.
How was the experience?
First of all, if you had to guess, show me, how.
Oh, it's not that big. Yeah,
I know it's not
tiny.
Yeah, it's not that big.
It's tiny. People swarming. You don't even really get to I think good art's when you get to stand in front of it and experience it and look at it and whatever. And you barely can get close enough to see it because there's so many people, and it's so small. It's like, this is it. I was expecting it to be huge, and maybe that's just me, because I didn't really research it or anything, but it's small.
That's why at one point
underwhelming.
That's why at one point I thought it was famous because I'd never seen it in person, but I used to think it was like a big, massive thing. And then when people said it was small, I'm like, so maybe because he was really, really good at drawing small things, like the detail on something small, but still I don't know. That doesn't do anything for me. I went to the I never went there, but in Italy, the in Florence. What the hell's the name of that? The museum. It's a famous museum in Florence. Anyway, they have a ton of art and all that stuff there. You could search it. It's like as soon as you say the name, I'll recognize it.
Firenze Galleria dell'Accademia di Firenze.
No. It's
Then I'm thinking
He was actually in the gift shop.
Was it Florence? Florence.
He saw a postcard.
maybe it wasn't Florence. Maybe you made up something else.
The Uffizi. That's
Uffizi.
it. The Uffizi. Yeah,
Galleries. Okay.
The stuff, whichever one had the naked dude. Is it David?
The David.
Statue of David.
What happened?
The statue of David.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one. That was the first
Wow, we
time.
sound so uncultured.
No,
We
listen.
know what we're talking about.
I am uncultured. I'm not gonna
ahead.
lie. Like I'll see stuff that people consider art, and I'm like, I just don't get it. But when we went to that museum, not the the statue of David is cool, but the paintings in there were times that I was like, hold on a second, and I would literally say to Nicole, I'm like, why is like this not famous? And I'm sure in the art world, obviously they are famous, but I always, again, I base it on the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is like not everyone talk about like this? Because there were some pieces of art in there that I'm like, how the hell?
I'm impressed by like architecture.
Really?
Yeah, like when I travel, like and I go to some place, like when I was in Greece, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
like the tiles and just like the stone and like how did a human being carve this and make this into this huge building? Like that's what I get impressed by. I'm not gonna lie, I count myself as a creative individual, but it takes a lot for me to stop and have a painting really strike me.
I love museums.
Yeah,
I do.
I just haven't been to many, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different kinds of museums. Like, it's so weird. Like, when I went to Korea, you walk down the street and, like, off any street, there's, like, these little, I don't want to call them pop-up museums, but they're, like, out of nowhere about just different history and art. The same thing when I went to, when I was in Amsterdam, there were all these, there was, like, a cheese museum. I was like,
I get
I have
behind
to go
that.
there.
Yeah.
There was like a handbag museum. There's so many different kinds. And like you mentioned, Romero, why isn't this famous? I don't think that that's really what art's about. Like if it resonated with you, I think that's what matters to artists. You know what I mean? Like they want you, like you look at graffiti, like that's art too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's whatever you like.
I like some paintings. I love like when I went to Italy and saw like the Colosseum and things like that. Like I love that type of historical stuff. And I don't even know, like items. Like we went to in New York. What's
The Met.
The Met, and they have like a lot of old stuff. And I always in my head, I'm like, okay, at what point did humans go?
Yeah, I like
from
that
like literally living to survive, right? So you got, you wake up and your day consists of hunting for food, not getting killed, surviving the elements, moving according to the weather,
Surviving illness.
yeah,
and
yeah, exactly.
disease.
Like a scratch could kill you. At what point did we go from that? Like, who was the first person who was like, "Oh, we got some time. Let me make a nice bowl." You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'll see some of those old artifacts
so long ago.
and I'm like, wow. I go, somebody like they felt like now we're in an age of comfort like we've obviously never had before, where we could just go on our phones and lay on the couch for hours and
What's wrong with that?
Waste the day away. But I mean, it wasn't like that back then, but it got to a point where somebody was like, you know what? I know that you're going to be cooking and you're going to be looking for food and you're going to be making food and you're going to be building shelter. I'm going to sculpt something. Why? Just because. Like what?
Because they needed a bowl.
Yeah, it
You
was
know what I mean?
more of a necessity instead of a luxury.
Okay, maybe not a bowl's not a good example. Just like
But like
a
cutlery, like
sculpture.
people would eat with their hand. Like, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? I think you're absolutely right, Moose. It's about like necessity. Like, what do you need? And people would create it. And I think that still happens now.
Yeah, that's why inventions, even though they don't happen often as groundbreaking as they used to, when they do, they really hit it off. Like this, you know, if you watch Back to the Future, like FaceTime wasn't a thing in the 80s, and they're like speaking to someone on a screen and stuff and Zoom, and it's like now we have that in modern day. So it's just funny.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like statues and sculptures. Like
Do you want someone to make a statue of you? Is that what you're saying?
No. Like I understand like
mold like Romero.
Like even like hieroglyphics, right?
Okay.
That to me makes sense because you're probably going and you might have either separated from your group or you want to like document something. So you're going to be like, oh crap, let me let people know that there's like a saber-toothed tiger in this area. Let me draw a tiger. Let me draw a human. Like that stuff makes, like back in the day, it's not like they were just like, I want to draw, you know, but
also too, like Egyptian people, they would make those, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like statues of like their gods or like, you know, of the pharaoh and things like that. Like that was like that was their spiritual,
like a deity.
Yeah, like like the Sphinx was made for like protection of their land.
Yeah,
because they believed in that deity, and you know, to people who came to try and invade Egypt, it would ward off bad. So you know, but also like where does that come from? Did someone just like think of it one day?
Yeah,
you know, it's like
don't you just randomly have ideas?
Yeah.
It's the same thing,
it
just
is.
at a different time.
Exactly. But back then, though, you'd be called a witch and burned at the stake.
Right.
Because it's like, you know, just funny. I wonder, I always think about that, too. Those, like, witches in Salem, like, were they actually witches?
No.
Or were they just outspoken
it might have been
women
somebody,
back in the day?
It might have been somebody who was like,
who just said what they felt.
That bitch looked at my husband funny. I want to get rid of her.
Oh my God.
You don't think that people were grimy back in those days like that?
Yeah, no, hell yeah, I so believe that.
People went from like being like, I don't like you, I'm just going to kill you. And then eventually like it turned into like psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Think about it. Back in the day, you could say to somebody, I don't like you. You know what? Tomorrow at noon, let's meet right here and shoot each other and try and kill each other. And the other person will be like, let's do it. It's on.
Yeah.
Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah, no.
They used to like meet up for war and assemble on one side, assemble on the other side and be like, you guys ready? I mean, they wouldn't say it like that, but basically it would be like, blow the horn.
Yeah.
Let's attack, you know? Like it was like this like, we're going to try and kill each other, but we still have this like agreement to be nice up until like the war starts.
I watched for the first time, don't laugh at me, but I watched a couple of his movies. I watched Zorro. And I watched Desperado. Why'd you shake your head?
Because I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it? Okay, good.
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas movies. And I watched two of them because I really like him now. I'm like, this guy's so cool. He's so cool. But one thing I noticed too, back as like Zorro takes place like a little bit back in like the day, people were petty. If you were mad at someone, like you're burning their village, you're burning the house down, you're stealing his wife, like you know what I mean? It's crazy.
It was crazy disrespectful.
It was so nuts. I'm like, all because he just attacked your ego.
If the way that documentaries and stuff on history are if I had that back when I was in school, I would have not been in radio. I would have been like that nerd that you see like on the Discovery Channel talking about historical things. I 100%
Well,
because
you love Egyptian history, right? Like that's your favorite.
Well, that's just because it confuses me.
Okay,
it's not necessarily because it's my favorite. It's
you like history.
I like all like when they get into deep dives of, you know, there's one on Netflix about like Japan and the samurai and all that stuff and the code that they had where like if, you know, we're going to war, right? If I beat you and you're a soldier in the other army, you're like, all right, I'm fighting for you now type of situation, like this weird like code that they had. But
or what about the one where they kill themselves? If like
like
harakiri.
Yeah,
that's
they're
what
like,
it's called.
I have dishonored you.
Yeah,
that type of stuff. But the whole, you know, let me ask Pebbles.
Oh boy.
Because
all
right, Pebs. If I got to see how I word the question. Oh no, the time travel. So if you could time travel, right? You could time travel to the past or the future, but it's just you can't affect anything. So it's not like you can go to the past, get some lottery numbers, become rich or whatever.
Right.
You could just go anywhere in the past and witness something. Or if you want to go to the future to witness something in the future to see how it's going to be. Which way are you going and what do you want to see?
Oh, wow. Is it like, does it have to be like a historical event?
No.
So it's not like anything.
It can be, but
personal?
no,
It
anything you
can
want.
be, but it could be whatever you want. Like we've had people who are like, I want to go to the future to see how my kids end up. I want to go to the past to see how my grandparents grew up, whatever. Or it
Which
could
is
be
the
like,
cute, like sentimental
Yeah.
answers, you know?
Yeah.
or you could go back and be like, I want to see freaking, when, the United States dropped a bomb on Hiroshima, whatever.
Oh. Ooh.
I-
Yeah, see,
What-
it's like
what?
people, right?
No, I'm just like whatever.
Like, I wouldn't think of anything like negative like that. I don't know. Like, I know people might want to witness something like that, but I'm like, no. Mine would probably be more personal. Like, I'd probably want to meet like my father's parents because
Yeah.
I never,
You're not meeting them. You're just witnessing.
Yeah, you can't meet them. You're just watching.
Yeah.
Like you're a spectator.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you
That
can't
kinda
alter
would be
anything.
good.
It's not Back to the Future style.
Yeah. Like anything you do does not interfere with the president. You're literally just
Yeah.
watching.
But if they
I
have
wish I had more time to think about this because I know I'd come up with something good, but now I just like.
But like if you found out like there was like a cool, like crazy, ironic story of how your grandparents met or something, maybe it'll be like, oh, I want to be there for the time that they're like, maybe she had a flat or he had a flat.
The very first BTS concert.
Oh, don't waste it on that. I would be so mad.
The very first time the boys stepped on stage together.
Oh, I'd be so mad.
I don't know. I might want to go forward now. I don't know.
That's fine. There's no wrong answers. Let me tell you mine, because every time
Yes, please.
Yeah.
there's times that I've said this, and the guest that we have will be like, I changed my mind. I want that one. So when the pyramids were formed, because I don't care what anybody says. I just refuse to believe the story of like people dragging these freaking stones hundreds of miles and positioning them perfectly in alignment geometrically to all this stuff. Yeah. I just don't believe that happened back in those days. There was no technology to be able to do
What they did.
what they did,
Why? I don't know why you wouldn't believe that was possible.
because it's not true. Because
So what do you think happened?
some sort of extraterrestrial intervention.
Oh.
No, I really do. I believe that either it was some sort of aliens that maybe enslaved humans, but all the pyramids, if you read about them, they're positioned in a certain way where. Have you ever seen the movie Independence Day? The old one, the first one with Will
No.
Smith? Okay. So in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of ships come down on Earth, a bunch of UFOs, and they're kind of floating around in different, like above major cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Goldblum is like a scientist or whatever, and he figures out that they're positioned because they're all kind of like antennas to each other to the mothership that's going to attack Earth and all that stuff.
Okay.
That's what I think that the pyramids are in some way, shape, or form. They're positioned and they're a certain height and a certain everything because they were some sort of communications device almost, or maybe like the bat signal to whoever was going to come.
So do you think that they serve the same purpose now that they were originally created for by these aliens?
I mean, I don't know if they serve the same purpose now. I think that whatever they were meant to serve was done.
Well, yeah, they were tombs, right? For like the pharaohs and stuff.
Maybe eventually they became tombs.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what they were originally
That is
built
such
for.
a
They weren't originally built.
specifically odd
I just don't
thing
believe.
to want to see.
No, okay,
100% I wanna see
so
that.
so you witnessed it and it was aliens.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna come back and be like, guys, you're not gonna believe what I saw.
Everyone's like, this guy's
Nope, I don't
crazy.
believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
I 100% believe that there's some sort of.
I don't think it's that far fetched to think.
It's not. There's no way. There's. Okay. The Big Bang, right? Supposedly that's what started everything. What was here before the Big Bang?
The vast void.
So there was something. So it wasn't nothing.
No, it was nothing.
What do you mean it
Well,
was
then
nothing?
that's unless you would, then you get into the whole religion thing.
Yeah, religion
Whether
versus
it's
science. Yeah.
creation or-
Oh yeah, no, I don't
So-
believe that. I'm not saying that I don't believe in a higher being, but when it comes to that, I don't believe in that.
I don't know.
And okay, here's another question for you. They say the universe is constantly expanding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting bigger and bigger and bigger. if that's true, what is here that the universe is constantly expanding? What is it pushing against?
Parallel realities.
I'm not saying that. I'm just throwing the question
I'm being
out there.
dead serious.
I'm just throwing the question out there.
Yeah.
What happens on this podcast?
Oh,
You
this is
people
what happens.
are
This is what
insane.
happens when we don't have guests.
Always, people come in thinking one thing, and then they end up like talking about the most random stuff. But that's what
Don't get me going on that topic. It's gonna get real woo woo in here.
Okay, did you hear about? There's what they think they're seeing something in space that they're predicting is going to show up around Earth, like in late November or something. And so far, it doesn't. Comets and asteroids, things of that nature, it doesn't match up with that.
What is it, like the Silver Surfer? Like
They
come
think
in, like
they think. Well, it's funny you say Fantastic Four because some people are like it's either
galactic.
like a galactic ship, the mothership of something, or almost like a the first wave, like someone.
First wave of what?
It's just someone.
Where I did not see this.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up right now.
I'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
You're like, how did I miss this?
Like literally.
No. They're thinking it could be like somebody, like almost like a scout ship, to see what's out there. Do you know what I'm saying? And look it up. Google it right now.
So this is something you believe this.
I'm just. I mean, do I believe that it's an alien or whatever? That one specifically. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but
So then what? So then when the date comes,
yeah,
like, are you like looking out extra, or are you just like?
I'm going on. Luckily, my algorithm is very.
It'll show you.
Well,
it's vast. It's vast. I get the most random stuff.
Well, so far all of these articles aren't primary sources, so.
No, like they legit, like there's Harvard's, professors.
Okay, here's
and
one
things of
from
that nature.
Yahoo. Okay, Yahoo. Possible hostile alien object could arrive in November 2024.
That's so extreme, though. Like,
wild research paper says.
That's so extreme. I hate when they get like to like we're being attacked type of stuff. It could just be some sort of extra dimensional being or unidentified flying, whatever they call UFOs now. There's another term for it. UAP, unidentified aerial phenomena. It could just be something like that we've never experienced before. It doesn't have to be that we're gonna get freaking taken over by aliens.
I'm off. Look, I am up. Beam me up. Beam me up. I once thought I was getting abducted in college, and I swear to God, I was totally fine with it. I was nothing off pure vibes. I was laying in my dorm bed, and I woke up. I just shot up. I was like, because I just heard like. Outside my window, and I swear to God, I was like, they're here, and I was so content. I was like, I looked outside, I was like, all right, I'm in my boxers. I guess that's how they're gonna find me. I swear to God, and like all my friends like, something's wrong with you.
That I haven't had that. I can't think of any type of experience. But my father-in-law said when he was young, him and a friend, they were out somewhere in a field or something, and they saw something either float in the sky. I forget the exact story, but it was either it was. He said it floated and kind of hovered and then took off quickly. Mm-hmm. And he said he went back home, and I think his friend might have told someone, but he goes the next day, literally got a knock on his door. He was like, dudes in suits, and they were like asking him about it. They were like,
Black
basically like the Men in Black. Like they were like, what did you see? Blah 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 blah. He goes, I'll never forget. They were just like asking me all this stuff. Yeah, and then who the hell was it? Oh my God. When we were at Jammin', it was, I forget who it was, but they were saying how they were driving home, I think, from an appearance or something, middle of the night. And they were like, and I saw something float in the sky. And it's a lot of the same type of stories where it's like you see something float, hover, and then just way too fast kind of take off to the side and kind of disappear or whatever. And he said, and the next thing you know, he said a bunch of black vans were shooting down the highway in the direction.
God, I'm
like, why did you not follow them?
I know, I would have followed them. I don't care if I got like arrested that night. I would have followed them.
I think that's why it doesn't happen to me, because I would be the guy who'd be like, let me go see what's going on.
No,
I'd be going in the opposite direction.
You would?
Yes.
Okay, similar question. if we're on this like vibe, has anyone here ever had a paranormal experience? I have not.
Describe, like, what do you mean?
Like, you know, something out of the ordinary. Like for example, I don't mess with ghosts, and I don't think ghosts, spirits, whatever, mess with. I think it's a mutual understanding. I think we just kind of leave each other alone. Because I'm like psychic-ish, you know what I mean? So I think they sense it, and they're like, let's let him be. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna bother you. But have you ever had like, you know, it's almost Halloween.
So with that stuff, I think you have to. I think it depends on how receptive you are. I do believe that stuff like that happens.
Like, have
to
you had like
everyone.
lights flicker? Have you had like maybe something be not where you put it?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah, but nothing
Nothing like scary?
nothing so obvious. I mean, there's some people who are like, the freaking spoon went flying across the room type of situation. My sister said that one time she lived in an apartment where they told her like there was like some dude that got killed or something there, and there was a ghost. And she's like hardcore religious and like a chicken shit. and my nephews were really young at the time. And she goes, and I made a deal with the ghost. She said, I told it to just not bother me and the boys, and I wouldn't bother it. But she said one night, what the hell was it that happened one night? Something like outlandish happened in the kitchen. Like something fell over or lights came on, and like one of those like obvious things. And she goes, and I screamed out loud, we had a deal. And then she moved. Yeah.
We had a deal.
Yeah, she was like,
Everything's flying around the room.
She was like, I was yelling that we had a deal. And that
Table flips over.
that he didn't go along with our deal.
She's having a full-on like domestic with the ghost. He's
Yeah.
like, get out of my house.
But I think everyone, you know, it's just like anything else. Like
if you pay attention.
Yeah,
I think
Have you
do
to it.
see I've had lots of things happen, and I do believe in spirits. I believe in the spirits of people who have passed, come to visit us, and I just believe that there are spirits around us all the time. But I remember after my sister passed, I remember going to a friend's house. She was having like a barbecue. And I was there early, and I remember we walked outside. It was only like a couple weeks after she had passed. And we stood out on her back deck. And out of nowhere, when I tell you, it was like a swarm of dragonflies that it almost like the sky turned black, like right in her backyard. And I don't know if you've heard, but I've heard that dragonflies represent people who have passed. And so and it was like there, and then all of a sudden it just left. And that just like, I don't know, to me, it just felt like somehow that was like my sister. And I don't know.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah. And then also like after do you know the song, What a Wonderful World?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cry every time I hear that song.
Oh my God. That was like my sister's song. And I remember walking in like a paper store, and it was just walking around, and all of a sudden I just touched like something, you know, they have like things that you can whatever was there, cards, and it played What a Wonderful World. And I'm bawling my eyes out in the middle of the store. It was crazy. But I think like I've had a lot of stuff happen like that.
I think you do have to be like receptive to it, kind of like what you said. I had to go pick up a document at City Hall. What's it called when someone passes away?
Death certificate?
Yes, I had to go pick that up. It was from my mom, and I was making the funniest joke to my mom like a month or two before she passed away about turkeys. I was like, they don't have turkeys in Algeria. It's too hot there for turkeys. She's like, what are you talking about? They have turkeys there. I'm like, yeah, right. They don't have and she got so annoyed with me. She's like, what do you think? We live in like the desert? She's like, Moose, like stop being stupid. Like they have turkeys. And it was like a running joke for like a week. I got her paperwork. I left the building, and I was like very emotional and very sad, and I like took this sharp left. A whole flock of turkeys stopped me in the road, like 9 of them.
See?
Stopped me in the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
So things like that do happen.
Yes.
And it probably happens a lot, and people, again, it's like if you're not really thinking about it, but sometimes it just like clicks more. I think we're very connected with whatever the other side. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
It's energy. It's a scientific fact that humans are energy, that we put out energy. It's a vibrational thing, and it cannot be destroyed. It's
Right.
like that's like science. That's like real.
So it goes somewhere.
So
once
it goes somewhere, and it also goes and comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's how open are you? How open is your frequency to receiving whatever it is you're receiving? That's why these damn phones, because we're like this all the time, we're closed off.
Yeah.
That's why back in the day, a lot more things like that happened
Mm-hmm.
because we were a bit more open. Now, because we're like this all day and we're like focused on something else, and this is energy too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
And it disrupts.
It disrupts.
It blocks.
Exactly.
It gets mingled, tangled in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what's funny? I know this happened with your parents kind of too. So my nanny, not my nanny, my kid's nanny, her grandfather passed away. Like I forget what it basically. Or her grandmother passed away like a month ago now, probably. But it was basically a year to the day that the grandfather passed away. It was crazy, and it was like,
Wow.
yeah, she was like in hospice, and I remember her saying, she was like, it's gonna be a year on Friday or whatever it was. I feel like she's holding out until then, and sure enough, and I know that you kind of have a story like that.
yeah,
With,
my mom passed on my dad's birthday.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah,
and you said she was smiling, kind of like, yeah,
it was very quick, and
yeah.
Wow.
she wasn't like suffering at all. Yeah, no, very quick.
Wow.
And she smiled. Yeah,
Yeah, because
You hear lots of stories.
Yeah.
Like
I do
that.
think they hold on. I think they hold on until like they're ready. I think it depends on certain people, but like I think couples who were together for so long, like those old school marriages or like things like that of that nature. I think once one goes,
yeah,
they hold off as long as they can.
right.
I think that happened with my father and his brother, like both in their 90s. My father died at 94, and he like 6 months later, his brother died. It's crazy. And when his brother died, he and his wife, who also in her 90s, I remember she was telling him, like she's like, I just want him to like hang on for one more birthday because he was going to turn 99.
Yeah.
And he hung on, and like right after he passed, like right after his birthday.
That's how my ex-wife, she was, in hospice and stuff, and my daughter's birthday was coming up, and I was like, oh, God, don't. I swear she held out she died the day right after my daughter's
Yeah.
birthday.
Like she definitely
she held on for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. Like, and I go into the rabbit hole sometimes on YouTube of like people who had like the not near death, like who like died, and when they talk about what they see, listen, there's way too many similarity. Like you never hear a story that is completely outlandish. You always hear
A light.
the light, the feelings and colors that you can't explain because you haven't experienced it. The person who looks familiar or maybe doesn't look familiar, but for some reason you feel crazy comfortable with them, and they might take your hand, or they might lead you, or you see people you're familiar with, and you're kind of like, all right, you're at peace. And then sometimes you get hit with, it's not your time yet. Like it's way too freaking similar.
Yeah.
It's way too similar.
Yeah.
I believe those stories.
Me too.
Yeah. Because
I absolutely
that's one thing, like I get mad when I think about like death and stuff. I'm like, it can't just be like you shut off. There has to be something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
believe in like shutting off. No.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's something.
Like this is just a
Like it's transferred, like your spirit or your soul is just like
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
not necessarily reincarnation, but
I do think you go somewhere else. I do
Yeah.
think you go to a better place.
like this is just a stage. Like you were saying, energy, right? What we are, I think we're in a stage where it's like the energy is in a big giant bag of meat and bones.
Yeah, we're confined to a vessel.
Yes. And then the next stage is just something that we don't know what it is because we haven't really met anybody who's been there long enough to experience it for a while to come back and be like, yo, you're not going to believe what the next stage is. It's because it's almost like beyond science, I guess.
It better be better than this.
I know it is. I believe
Not that
so.
it's
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
you know,
I get what you mean though.
depending on what you've been through.
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely do think you go to a better place because you never hear experiences of people that like talk to like mediums or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, it sucks over here."
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
You
It's like-
you never hear the like, oh my God, you do not want to die.
Yeah.
I have a
that's
friend who's a
close.
medium. If you all ever want to talk to her,
You do?
yeah.
See, I'm kind of nervous.
What are you nervous of?
Like I don't know if I'm ready for that yet.
Hmm.
Cause like we had
Yeah.
a psychic on, and I like told her before we came, I was like, listen, like whatever you feel.
Oh, yes.
Remember I told her I was like, whatever you feel, you can feel. I was like, but like, unless it's something drastic, then like tell me. But if not, and she didn't end up. Well, she did actually. No, she was like doing cards and stuff. Not cards. Yeah, she was doing cards. And
Tarot.
She's in the car.
yeah, she brought up something, and I was like, wow, that was effing crazy that you said that. But no, I told her I was like, just like reel it in, because I don't think I was ready for that yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
have
you have to be ready to really hear stuff. And I mean, my friend, she doesn't believe in like telling you like horrible things that if she were to ever see that. But
That's why I want like a Teresa Caputo on, like the Long Island medium.
Mhm.
You know, she's
Yeah.
like, so your father, he's coming to me right now, and he's saying, you know, like that's all positive, happy stuff.
And they all see things in a different way. I think a lot of times people hear the word psychic and they're like, they can predict the future. I'm like, come on, man.
No.
Tell me the lottery number. Tell me the Powerball.
No.
Otherwise, it's BS. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, it's they see stuff. Again, all their stories of the legit. There's always liars or whatever in every industry, but all the legit ones, they have a very similar story, I guess, where they're kind of like, I kind of see a silhouette. Some of them might see a face that's more clear. And then they say things like, they're not necessarily going like the movie Ghost, where they're like, yo, do this, do that, the way what's his name was talking to Whoopi Goldberg.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, they say they more figure out a way to communicate that the psychic understands. So, I mean, listen, I had a freaking psychic that predicted my daughter Calla being born. Actually, I had
Yeah.
a psychic predict Jax too. But like for Calla, I said, what do you see? And she connected with my grandmother. And she was like, she's just showing me, she was showing her a bunch of food, a bunch of random foods. And then, do you remember this, Pebbles? When she predicted?
yes,
Calla, yeah.
I do.
So she was like, she was showing her, and she was naming all these foods. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. And then she goes, are you having a baby? And I was like, no. And she goes, yeah, you're having a baby, and you're having a baby this year. And I was like, how do you know I'm having a baby this year? And she goes, because I smell baby powder. So that was the signal for the baby. She goes,
Yeah.
she goes, the smell of baby powder indicates
wow.
a child. And I said, was it going to be a boy or a girl? And she goes, it's going to be a girl. Why? Because your grandmother was holding up something pink. She goes, she'll hold up pink for girl, blue
Yeah.
for boy. And I was like, all right, whatever. So, went home. I don't think I talked about it with Sandy that day. I didn't. A few weeks later. Oh, and by the way, she was saying she's like, the baby's going to be born this year. So this was February. It was to the point where like my ex-wife would have to have been pregnant at that moment for the baby to be born that year.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I went home, didn't even talk about it with her. A couple of weeks later, she came to me and she was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. How are you pregnant? And she said, I was listening that day to the psychic, and she goes, everything she was naming for the foods was what when she was pregnant with my older daughter, she goes, that's the stuff I was craving. I forget what it was at the time, but she goes, it was all stuff that she goes, so I was listening and I'm like, that's weird. That's like when I was pregnant, that's what I wanted to eat or whatever. And she was like, and then when she said the thing about me being pregnant, she goes, I went out and bought some pregnancy tests, but I was afraid to take them. Yeah. So she held on to them, and then she took it, and sure enough, she was pregnant at the time.
It's so funny
like-
that neither one of you talked to each other about it.
Yeah, I remember. I literally didn't bring it up. I was like, yeah, whatever,
Wow.
pregnant or whatever. But yeah, and she was born in December.
There you see?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Like like when you hear the psychics describe, they're all, for the most part, their story is something like that. They're like the person. it might be like somebody, like if it's your dad, right? Like he's standing behind you, above you. So it's like that indicates an older male in your family, things like they work out kind of like a language with each other. Like
I think
sign
that's
language
what they
type
do,
of situation. But everybody, just like the girl we had in here, she goes, everyone has it. It's just if you kind of like, like study to develop it.
Have you watched back that interview?
With Melissa? No.
Yeah, you should.
Why?
Well, do you remember she did like an in-depth one on you?
I do.
You
And I
should go
remember
back
it was
and
like,
watch it.
it was.
No, I remember you were like,
Yeah. I remember I was kind of like,
yeah, he kept going.
I'm like, how
Like he was saying,
like,
he was saying,
Like,
a
how
lot.
did you know that?
she pulled
or-
like something about the cards for me. I don't like consider that as like legit
Mhm.
because it's kind of like, I don't know. To me, it's like that's like almost like luck, coincidence. But she had, I think she had us. Did she have us?
We pulled the cards. She like shuffled them, and then
Yeah.
she had us go and pull them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so she did that. Did she do you first?
She didn't. No, she did you first.
She did me
Yeah,
first.
she did you
Okay, yeah,
first.
but whatever she pulled, she was saying all this stuff, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm like, that's a deck that you got on Amazon. How is that gonna? That's like my big thing with that. But she was saying a bunch of stuff that kind of like
'Cause
made sense.
That was last October, November. That was almost a year ago.
Yeah, it's been about a year. Yeah,
I know. I remember. I'm not gonna say them on mic, but I remember some of the details, and I was like, if you like look back now, that all kind of makes sense.
yeah. I
think
mean, listen.
What was about?
What was about what?
Go back and watch
He's
it.
like, I
Go
don't
back
wanna
and
say.
watch it. No, I'm not gonna say it. No. Go back
Say
and
it,
watch
say
it.
it,
No,
say it.
he's like, say it right now.
Say it. Well, I mean, if it's on the
No,
podcast.
do you remember she kept talking about like material things?
Yeah,
Listen to him
Your
whispering.
house got robbed. Like
that's right.
she kept talking about material things. She kept trying to tell you like, I think you're at a stage in your life where you shouldn't hold value to material stuff, and you're in a transitional period, and
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And you were like, yeah, honestly, like I've never really been about that. I used to be in my youth, but not now. And
that
she
what
was
I
like,
said?
I would watch out.
Yeah. And then, freaking, someone broke into my house.
Yeah, I would go back and watch the full. I'm curious, like what she said in detail about you.
I know. Now I'm gonna
Yeah,
go back.
she was really cool. She was like good vibes.
Yeah.
Nice.
She also did like she was like a fitness instructor at the same time.
Yeah.
But but now
Interesting combination.
I know. Well, I mean, make you feel good.
If you didn't
physically
do
and
squats, she
spiritually.
wasn't gonna tell you had a good future.
But since you brought this up, since you shared that old memory, I would now that I have both of you on mic, I would love to know what's the first time you guys met,
First.
and what was that like? Like,
Do
was
you
it
remember?
was it in like a chemistry read? Did they just throw you guys on air together?
The first time.
We met.
Okay, not necessarily met. I mean, met for like work. Like they said, all right, we're gonna put you guys together on air. Because I know you were already mornings, right?
Yes. And then
Well, I filled in a bunch of times before like I got mornings. So
Okay, so how about that? The first time you guys were on air together.
I don't remember the exact first time I was on air together, but I remember
Oh no, remember it was the pajama thing when we
that was the first like official show. Yes.
Yeah.
The first one when I got the show. We
Yes.
did like we did like a pajama party. It was for I forget what concert. We were at a hotel.
Yep.
We did a pajama party.
Pink came.
Oh, we had
Wasn't it?
Pink, Fabulous, City High. The news was there covering it. It was like a live broadcast. That was awesome. But like the first time I filled in, I don't remember. I do remember the first time when I was gonna fill in for like an extended, like when I was gonna fill in for a week or whatever. I came in like the week before to kind of watch to see how the show ran, and I was making and I was like taking notes.
Were you really?
I was taking notes, but it wasn't of like how the show ran. It was like things that I do a lot of in my life, a lot of almost like, I guess you could say pro and cons list, or like things I'm going to do, things I'm not going to do, things I'm going to do more of, things I'm going to remove. I've done that like throughout my life in different stages. But for this one, it was literally things like kind of like to do, things not to do. I walked out of there. I don't even think I had anything on my things to do list. It was all things not to do. I remember.
Damn.
Yeah, because I remember the first thing that struck me that I was like, oh no, when I talk to Pebbles, I'm going to look at her, is that whenever Baltazar talked to you, he would never look at you. He would never look at her. He'd be talking to her, but it'd be like, it wouldn't even be like, you know, sometimes you're saying something to someone, but you're kind of distracted or whatever. Like I might be like, oh, Pebs, you know, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't that. It was looking.
Why did he look at you?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
And so I literally wrote down, I'm going to look at the person I'm talking to. I did.
Is that not like common sense though? Like to like when you're speaking to somebody?
I wrote down that. I wrote down, I forget, not in these words, but I wrote down, you don't have to get the last, like basically you don't have to be the funny one at the end. As long as it's funny, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are like, well, I got to be the guy that, you know, I got to be the person that people, I look at it as like, if you're listening, who cares?
Who was it? It was you, Pebbles, Balthazar?
No.
Melissa.
Like who was who was your OG morning show?
Oh, it was Balthazar, Pebbles, and Melissa.
And then they threw you in?
And then they threw me in. They fired Balthazar, put me in.
I remember that day because I remember sitting, like, I had no idea any of this was going down. And so Balthazar got let go. And I remember just, like, sitting in the office, like, shocked. And Romero came in all excited. And he was like, yo, we're going to be doing the show. And I'm sitting there like, oh, my God, I haven't even processed what just happened. But you were so excited.
Yeah.
And yeah. Oh, and speaking of writing things down, at some point I have to bring it in. So I'm getting ready to start a podcast of my own. And part of it is that I'm going to be reading from old journals that I have.
Oh, I love that.
And I was looking,
That's the ultimate Netflix series.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
An episode for
Wait,
each.
how long have you had these journals?
Let me just say the late 90s were not kind to me.
Oh, you've had them for that long?
Oh, I've had them longer than that. I have like tubs and tubs of them in my parents' basement.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
So I was looking through them, and taped to the front of one of them was an email from you.
Me?
Yes, from you. Because apparently at the time, I had asked you about like, I think I asked you about motivation or consistency or something like that. And you sent me like this big long email. I have to bring it in so you can like, I think you should do a whole nother show on it. Because you always talk about how consistent you are. Like everything that you wrote back then, you still follow.
Really?
Like, yeah, I was trying to see if I took a picture of it, if I had it. But yeah, and it's like, it was really, really good. And at the end, you said, that'll be $250.
That sounds on brand.
Yes,
and you still do that.
I still do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
funny.
You're a very consistent, disciplined person.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. I told Matt Siegel that when we had him in here, I said, I used to be like, okay, Maddie's super funny. He's naturally talented, all this shit. Okay, what can I beat him in? Well, Maddie usually shows up right at 6 and he leaves right at 10. All right, so I'm going to get up early and be prepared and get myself ready for the show. I used to like little victories. I'm like, okay, I could outwork him. That's literally always what I thought of. I'm like, oh, if I'm here before him and hang after, eventually, if I'm consistent with that, it's going to be more good than bad, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, I just create a bunch of random stuff. And then my thought process is always, if you just do it every single day, whether you want to or not, it's going to benefit you.
It will.
Because if you only do stuff when you want to do it, that's not discipline. That's motivation.
Yeah.
And that is the ultimate way to fail at stuff, because half the shit I do, I get up early. I hate getting up early. Do you know how many times a week I want to get up early? Of the 5 days a week that I get up early? Zero. Do you know how many days a week that I get up early that I feel great and I pop out of bed like energized, ready to hit the day? 1 to 2. But 5 days a week, I get up and I just start moving. Because I know, I'm like, if you're consistent with getting up and moving, you'll build the energy up. If you work out every stupid day. You know what? Actually, I was going to tell you about this, Pebbles, the other day, because it was either you or Melissa. It was probably Melissa. We give Melissa a lot of advice on life. But I read about this thing and I'm like, yes, I can never verbalize it. But finally, I heard someone talking about it and I looked it up and I'm like, that's exactly what it is. And it's called a keystone habit. Do you know what a keystone habit is?
No.
Actually, this would benefit you too.
Okay.
It's something that you do daily, usually early in the day, that positively kind of like sets the tone
For the day?
for the day, like your momentum. So
Okay.
so for mine, for example, it's like when I work out every morning. That's like my keystone habit. I work out every morning. I do something hard, whether I want to or not, whether I'm tired or not, whether I feel like shit or not. And it kind of sets me going for the rest of the day.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have one.
Yeah.
I make my bed every morning. That's what.
That's
Do you
good.
really?
Every morning.
That's
I never
good.
make my
That's
bed.
I
good.
started it in college. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I swear to God, there
No.
are some days where like I'll leave it because I think you should like let the
Yes.
gotta
Let
your-
it breathe.
Let it breathe. But like every morning, I make my bed like
Yeah.
Really?
And
every
the-
morning.
And the thought behind that, have you ever seen the talk by at the University of Texas? The
Yeah.
guy, the military guy?
Yeah, and
Where
it's
he's
like-
he goes, make your bed. He goes, because he gives this whole big thing, but he goes, at the end of the day, even if you have a shitty day, at least you come home to like a nice made bed. And that
Yeah.
kind of like makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So making your bed, that's a
I make
keystone
my
habit.
bed, and I make my bed.
No, but that's it. Like it's like
I
that.
drink coffee and-
It's like
and
that
rush.
one thing that you're like. It's kind of like your
It's like it's
You're-
on autopilot. It's just it's getting done.
And it's a good thing that like you don't have to do it, but doing it
Yeah.
gets your day going in a
Because
good
it puts
motion.
something into my brain that I'm doing something for myself that's productive and good. It's like, all right, I'm doing this, so when I come home after my day, I can go into a nice bed. I'm setting myself up.
Yeah.
That even if my day's shit, my night won't be.
Keystone habit, baby.
Yeah.
I don't. Honestly, I struggle in the morning. I mean,
Well, you
Ramiro
guys wake
knows.
up at an ungodly hour, so
Yeah, I barely
ridiculous.
make it every day.
no, like I don't blame
It's just mornings are just really hard. But I will say, like, I am a morning person on vacation
you. Me too.
when I don't have to like go anywhere, and I love slow mornings when you can just like get up. I know I would have an awesome keystone habit once,
Yeah.
if I were not coming here every morning, which I still love to do, and I'm very grateful to be doing. But it's really difficult. I don't know. Maybe I have to think of something, even if it's like
Anything.
as simple as like
Filling out a journal.
that takes
Oh,
too
I
much
do.
effort.
I do that every night. No, I
no
do.
way. I can't do it.
I do that every night. I have a gratitude journal.
Okay, so
No, it would have to be something like when I go into the bathroom, look in the mirror and go, "You got this, bitch." And then like
There you go.
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
That's all I can manage in the morning.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's just something. I
Do you
heard
have a
that
skincare routine?
a little bit, not like
What do you do?
me. Okay,
You're
so
random.
I have it's at night.
Well, yeah.
Well, actually, in the morning too.
Make this a TikTok when you go home tonight.
I have this. It took me a while to find the kind I like, but an under eye thing that I put
Is
on.
it a rollerball?
Yep,
Yes. Me
it's like
too.
nice
Is
and
it pink?
It's orange.
Okay.
It's I forget what it is.
I love them.
Clinique maybe, but it's good. Yeah, it's like a nice. So I do that. I mean, and at night I do like so that's in the morning, and I have like this little lotion that I put on my face too, and then at night I have my little routine where I wash my face with this cleaner, and then
What is it? A cleaner? A cleanser? You're
Like a
not.
cleanser.
You're not a floor.
a cleanser.
do
a cleanser.
masks.
It's I believe it's called La Roche Posay.
Okay.
Because it needs to have a fancy
Yeah,
name.
La Roche Posay is a good brand. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you cleanse the face. All right.
So I cleanse the face with that, and same thing. Then I little lotion. Nothing crazy, but it's
Okay.
consistent.
it works.
It-
You have good skin.
I have good skin.
You do have
and
good
it's
skin.
Just, I don't
That's
go.
why I was looking at your skin.
Yeah.
I was like, well, he has really nice skin.
I don't do anything outlandish, but I just do it every day.
You have great skin too.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. We all have good skin.
It's all. Do you have one already? Because I didn't do the skincare routine until I was like in my 30s. You're
No,
in your
I
20s.
had to. I had really bad acne.
Oh, okay.
I started getting acne at like 12.
Really?
So yeah, I got my skincare routine down.
What do you do?
So at night, after I shower, I cleanse my face. I have a benzoyl peroxide cleanser I use. Then I'll use a chemical exfoliant. And like I'll just like a little bit of that, just like help get rid of any dead skin. Because I have like combination skin, but it's more towards like the oily side.
Yeah.
Then I go in with a moisturizer and some rose water, and I'm done. But if I really want to up it, I'll take my moisturizer. I'll take a little bit of castor oil. Because castor oil is phenomenal
That's
for you.
a routine, dude.
Castor oil is phenomenal for you. And then you just really get it in. You just really get it in. And then I'll take some under eye cream under my eyes, put some Vaseline there so it holds it in at night.
Oh my God.
Have you tried Korean skincare?
I tried the Anua and it didn't work well with my skin, but I heard that's what's gonna happen at first. Like I saw a TikTok video saying when you start oil cleansing,
Well, it
and double
might have been
cleansing,
that brand. Yeah, because it's
you
like
purge.
oil cleanse, then cleanse.
Yeah, because it takes out a lot. I do something kind of crazy though. Once in a while though, if I feel like my skin needs it, because I like the homeopathic stuff.
Yeah.
My skin really needs like a good purging, guys. This is so foul. I am not a dermatologist. No one take my recommendations. I am not a dermatologist. So whatever happens is on you. I'll take baking soda sometimes.
And what does that do?
And like I'll like put it in my hand. I'll like put like a little bit of water till it's like a paste.
Yeah.
And I'll put a little bit of my cleanser in it. And I'll just like.
Really?
And let me tell you, I do it once in a blue moon. But let me tell you after.
Huh.
See, I'm good. I like wash and put some like moisture, like cream or whatever.
No,
on, but
I know.
that's
I do
hardcore.
that too. But I'm just saying
Serums
sometimes I gotta up it a little bit. No, but it's good because you want to know why. One, the industry I want to work in. Unfortunately, you gotta show your face.
Yeah.
And two, it's a good end of the night thing. Like we're talking about habits. It really winds me down. It really winds me down. Like when I do that, it's telling my brain it's time for bed.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I am not hating.
I mean,
I have to up my game.
do Keystone habits only work at night? I mean, during the morning? Like,
Yeah,
what if
because-
I did one at night?
No, it has to be in the morning. I don't know. The nighttime might have a name too, but
Yeah, I like night routines.
Well, you read, right?
I honestly, we talked earlier about the phones. The phones have effed up my reading brain. Like I've gotten back to it very recently, but I was a voracious reader. Like I would read like sometimes 50 to 100 books a year. I can't even remember how many books. It's only been a handful this year. And I really do think that the phone has like rewired my brain in that it's difficult to sit for a long time and focus just on reading. So a friend of mine told me, have you heard of the Forest app?
Forest?
Yeah, it's like to help you focus. So you decide that I'm going to read for a half an hour. So I set it, and then if I make it through without picking up the phone, scrolling, doing whatever, then you plant a tree. So then it's like you build a forest based on like little habits that you do. So I do them for like studying my Korean lessons and going for a walk or doing different things. Yeah. But I just started doing the nighttime reading again because that scrolling will kill you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. Like we talk about, it's all the teenagers aren't doing. Adults need to
oh my God,
we're just as bad, if not worse.
Should we, speaking of forest, should we ask Pebbles her interpreting our forest thing from last time?
Oh my God, yeah.
Forest?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're lost, if
I'm lost
gonna
in the
start
woods?
cracking up. If
Okay.
you're lost in the woods,
should we tell her what our things was?
should we? I don't know.
Okay, so
the question
and
is, you're lost in the woods.
that's
Figuratively
that's the
yeah.
analogy.
Okay,
So
got
figuratively.
it was when you come across like a situation or problem or whatever, and you know this about me. I'm very much like, all right, let's do something, like taking action to solve it. I'm not Mr. Sit around and.
Right.
All day, I'm like, we're wasting time doing something by sitting around here going like, we're stuck. So, which by the way, I cold plunge like regularly, and that's part of it too, because you just have to jump in the cold water. You can't think about it. But so, and I gave the analogy that if you're stuck in the forest, right?
Yep.
and you don't know where to go, I'm like, you just start walking. And that way you're going, and then eventually you might be going, oh, wait, I feel like I'm going more deep in the forest. Then you turn around and go in a different direction. But eventually you're going to hit a direction where you're going to find a stream. You might find a road. You might
It'll
find a
lead you
trail.
somewhere.
Yes. And so my big thing is like when a good strategy in life or whatever is if you get stuck in something, just take action. That way you can take action and adjust as you go along is basically, you might not take the right action, but at least you can adjust as you go along. And Moose said, wow, I have the exact opposite. I just figure I'll stay there and get
wait
rescued.
to be rescued?
Yes.
No, it's not what I meant.
So what did you mean?
I thought I shared this poem. There's a poem I really like.
The worst poem in America.
It's not the worst poem in America. It's all
a
about
Dr. Seuss limerick.
You're so crazy. It's all about like, if you feel lost in life or you don't have a direction or you don't trust yourself or whatever the case may be, is stand still, the forest is not lost. And give me a minute and I can find it.
Still, the forest.
And Ramiro was talking to our guest about it, and I literally was like, that's actually hilarious because I believe in the complete opposite of what you just said. Okay, I just found it. It's really small. I'm going to read it very fast.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Don't read it fast. Read it. Go ahead.
I'm going to do my poet voice. So it's called Lost by David Wagner. Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger. Must ask permission to know it and be known. The forest breathes. Listen, it answers. I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying here. No two trees are the same to the raven. No two branches are the same to the wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you.
Okay, you interpreted that.
I love that.
That is about be present, be in the moment.
Yeah, but
It's not about staying still if you're stuck in life.
But sometimes...
What do you mean? That is what it's about.
No, it's about be present, be in the now. You have a million things going on all day. But, okay, for me, for example, when I'm at work, I still have my family, my kids, all that bullshit, right? But when I'm at work, it's like be present, be in the now, enjoy this. When I'm with my kids, okay, phones away, don't think about work, don't do that. Enjoy what is happening in front of you right there. When I'm with my wife, enjoy that. Don't worry about, there are people who, you see it all the time, people who are like on vacation, but they're on their laptop, you know? Or they might be on a date and they're like on their phone. It's like, no. Put the phone down. Just be present. Enjoy what's happening now. That's the way I interpret it.
I interpret it like I do see that in it. But also in it, I saw like trust yourself. Like stay for a minute and see like where I think, Ramiro, you're off and running to go find your way out. You're saying... And that poem is saying, like, stop for a minute, like, assess the situation, feel what's around you.
And then get up and go.
Get up and go.
Yeah. Like, I think one thing about that I love, too, it's like a forest is a living, breathing ecosystem. It knows where it knows where it is at. It's not lost. Everything around it is where it's supposed to be. So if you are supposed to be here... then you shouldn't question that. You are here. And you can leave, but you'll come back and you'll still be here. And it's like, so you might as well just sit in it, absorb it, and then
wait for a helicopter to come find you.
No, let it naturally take its course and go. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. I'm a tree girly from way back. Like, I grew up in a small town and my backyard was the forest. So, like, a typical day for me was walk out the back door, I'll see you all later. And I was in the woods. Yeah. And I was always in the woods, like looking for things, like looking at plants. Like I could get lost in the woods and love it. I might not come back. No, I'm just kidding. I might not be trying to get out of the woods, Romero.
Yeah. I
I see both sides, like both of them as being
that was
valid
so
choices.
funny though. I was cracking up because I was like, I have the exact
Yeah,
opposite.
well, the way you're saying it now makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, the way you said it last time, you literally were
Like you're gonna sit there and
yeah.
wait.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, because I was kind of like comparing it to life, and I'm like, if you're in a situation where like, you know, you feel like everything's shitty, right? There are people who are like, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. The one piece of advice that people always say is like, if you don't know what to do, right, help someone else.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, it's like, but it's doing something.
Yeah.
It's not just sitting there going like, oh, I don't have a job.
Can I just tell you
girlfriend
something
hates
by
me.
you saying that? And I've told you this recently before. Like, Ramiro is my mother. Like, my mother and Ramiro have the same, they're both Aquarius, and they both have the same, like, I'm not going to sit, like, let's get shit done. And it's so funny because it's only been like this year that I made the connection, because there were times, like, sometimes I'd be like, I don't understand why Ramiro does that or whatever. And then it connected to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what my mother would do. And then it just like made me understand you on a different level because I understand my mother. And it's like, and when you said help other people, that's exactly what my mother does. She's like, if things are really bad, you know, for you, help someone else because it will completely turn everything around.
I agree.
Ramiro's my mother.
Yeah. Me and Henrietta.
He's Henrietta.
Baby. Me and Henrietta, baby. No, you know what it is? Because I just grew up with so many people around me, and it took me a while to realize it. I always say this to people when when you talk about how you grew up and stuff. I'm like, listen, the way I grew up, I just saw like a lot of people, things would happen to them, and it was never their fault. Oh, this and that, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's your fucking fault. What do you do? But they would never admit it. So like I always say to people, I'm like, I don't know, the way I grew up, I just knew that I didn't want to, I thought that that's how life was going to be, but I'm like, I don't want to live life this way. So I was like on a search without like really like not hardcore, but like, you know, metaphorically, I guess. I was always like, what else is out there? Because I feel like this is what my life is going to be, but I don't want this to be my life. I don't want to be the person who's like always complaining and relying on someone else to whatever, lift me up. Like, you don't know how many times a lot of my friends that I grew up with, right? It was like around the time that like when you started getting jobs and stuff, you know, some of my friends would get jobs and other ones wouldn't get a job. They'd be like, bro, why don't you get a job? I'm like, you don't have to get like you're 15. You just go get like a job at a sneaker store. It doesn't have to
having
be
your
like
own money is fun.
Yeah. And they would always say, nah, you know what? I'm waiting for my boy. He's going to hook me up. He works here and he's going to hook me up with a job. And I would say, what? That doesn't make sense. So you're relying on somebody else to give you, why would they give you a job? Why are they thinking about giving you a job? And by the way, I hate to break it to you, I don't care how good you're friends with this person. At best, they're gonna bring you in at a position that's equal to them. Most likely, it's gonna be under them. No one's gonna go, hey, I'm gonna hook you up with this amazing job that makes more money and is better than mine. No one. Why do you think your friend is thinking of you like that? He's not thinking about you like that. You know. And I used to always just like be surrounded by people like that, and I'm like, I'm never gonna be that freaking. I hate that victim shit. I hate whenever I hear people complaining and woeing is me themselves. I'm always like, let them complain, and then say my favorite words are, okay, what are you gonna do about it then? This is your new starting line. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
So that's just my thing.
And
Henrietta, baby.
And I was just saying, do you still wake up Pebbles in the morning? Do you still call her?
Not anymore. She told me to stop, and she's been on a streak of being late, by the way.
But you know why I told him to stop calling me? Because it wasn't helping. And it's not his fault. It was my fault because he would call, but I wouldn't really get up.
Yo.
And I still had like 4 other alarms going off. I don't do mornings.
Yeah, she would. Don't get me wrong. There were some times that I'm like, oh, this is going to be a bad morning. But by the way she answered the phone, because I could tell that she was like out of it. But there are other times that she would pick up the phone, wide awake sounding, alert sounding. I'm like, oh, she's standing up. She's in the bathroom splashing water in her face.
You don't have to do that for Melissa?
No.
Melissa is weirdly good
On
with
time.
it. Yes, and the scary thing about it is that she doesn't set an alarm. Like she challenges herself every
There ain't
morning.
no way. I'd never get up.
Yeah,
Melissa
yeah.
doesn't set an alarm and she makes it
Nope.
to work on time.
Unless she's lying to us, but she goes, "I don't set an alarm. My body just wakes me
Talk
up."
about you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
I would have never
My
I
guessed
know.
body
that.
would never wake me up.
Yeah, I go. You must have the worst sleep in America because
I can't even tease you because he still gets on my ass for being late. So it's yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
But it's not like
I'm not like ever that drastically
No.
late. Like I'm always like if I'm late,
But-
it's like 5-10 minutes behind.
No, but because you know why? Because this is Moose's. I can tell this is Moose's mentality. Oh, he wants me there at 10:30. It's a 27-minute ride. I could leave at 10:03, and I'm like, dude, you gotta account for stuff. You gotta account like you act like life doesn't happen. Like there's not gonna be a car crash or an accident or traffic or whatever. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
No, no, no.
And so I'll get the text going. I'm getting off the exit, but there's a line of cars, and I'm like, oh yeah. So there's life.
Or I'm like I'm pulling in. He's like, no, you're not. He's like, you're not
Oh
pulling
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
see, I don't
Liar.
lie. I'm
He's
just
like, you're not
whatever.
pulling in. I'm like, damn it. Listen, it happens. But Pebs, so when is Positively Pebbles coming out?
The podcast?
Yeah.
This month will
This
be the first one.
And you
just
already have
wanna
an
hear what's
active
in my
newsletter,
journal.
right?
Yes, I do.
And where can people subscribe to that?
GetUpCruiseShow.com/Pebbles.
Hold
Every
on.
Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions before you leave.
Oh, geez.
What's a path that you almost took but didn't?
Oh, that's a good one.
A path that I almost took but didn't. Oh, gosh. Well, I was on a path to become an engineer in college. But then that path kicked me off of it, and I landed in communications and ended up on the radio.
What type of engineer do you know, or did you get that deep into
No,
it?
I didn't get that deep. I kind of failed everything, and it was bad. They were like, choose another major or just get out of here.
Wow. Okay. What topic could you give a 20-minute talk on
BTS.
right now with no? Okay, BTS. Okay, with no preparation.
BTS or anything about Korea. Yeah.
Okay. If you could wake up tomorrow with like just a skill, any skill, you don't have to like develop it
To
or
be
whatever.
fluent in Korean.
Fluent in Korean. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What was a goal that you never accomplished or haven't yet?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question that I haven't accomplished.
These are usually my by the way, these are usually a lot of times I do them. Sometimes I do them at the end, but a lot of times I do it to kind of like break the ice with the person.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know because I feel like I've done a lot of what I wanted to accomplish, and I don't know. Maybe I haven't set any new goals recently, with the exception of trying to learn this language that is really difficult. So that's probably the hardest thing right now that I can think of.
Okay. And finally,
Yes.
what is your favorite quote?
Oh. Can I do two?
Absolutely.
One was my yearbook quote. I would say I don't even know if people still do that anymore, but it was, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours. Credited to Dolly Parton.
I like it.
And my other one is, life should not be measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the number of breaths by the number of moments that take your breath away.
Wait, say that all over again.
Life should not be measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the moments that take your breath away.
Oh.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, I just got the
nice.
chills.
I really like
Yeah,
that one.
great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those are my two.
I think you would. I feel like you would have been a phenomenal
Teacher?
yeah, you would have I would have loved. You would have been a dope English teacher.
You think?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I'd be a horrible English teacher.
Really?
You know what? I would like to teach, but I'm not organized enough to be a teacher because I know teachers and they're so organized and they're so amazing. I'm not disciplined with kids. Like they would
I
run
don't
all
think
over
children
me.
though. I think you do better with like teenagers. I think you would hit.
Wow.
Depending on the
Yeah,
teenager, like
I
at,
think-
at a good school.
Yeah, I think kids though. No,
Yeah,
kids,
not like a pain in the ass like public school.
Oh no! Kids would love you. Like little kids would love you regardless because you're great with kids and like your energy. But I think like you would really impact like some like 16-year-olds. I had a great experiences with teachers. I know it's not always like that, but like they really do leave a mark on you.
Yeah, they do.
really do. If you have some good
Good
ones, they
and-
leave a
good and
good
bad,
and bad.
Mine
I
must
know.
have stain on me like the void from Marvel.
I know. I no serious. Well, we're having one of my teachers on the pod. Is she the next guest? If
Stop
Cupsis doesn't come,
it.
Well, Cupsis is he's coming for like a month. The next one is gonna be Nancy.
yeah, that's
Oh,
my
yeah,
teacher.
yeah,
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 she
teacher,
had
yeah.
she
Wow.
created a Walking Dead class my junior year of high school where she combined like English and psychology. But you would watch the TV show The Walking Dead.
Yes.
And it basically started off like, okay, you wake up, the world's in an apocalypse. What are you doing?
Moose is
it's like-
standing still, waiting to be rescued.
Oh my!
I know, right? She's gonna say, "Didn't I teach you anything?"
Hurry up and save me! They're getting
I'm
closer.
gonna wait for all this to go away. No, but like you start off like that, and then you would dive deeper into like the like psychology of it, and then you would read like literature, and then you would watch a show and break it down, and it got like like nationwide coverage. Like Norman
Wow.
Reedus heard about it, like certain actors heard about it, like she like was on the news for it.
Is she still teaching?
She retired last year.
Oh, did
yeah,
she?
she wrote 3 books. She was in the punk rock scene in the 90s and the 80s, like heavy
Oh, I
in
can't
Boston.
wait to talk to her.
Wow.
She has 3 books. It's called I'm Not Holding Your Coat, and it's all about like, she has another book coming in January about it. Yeah, she's a
sounds
very cool
fascinating.
character. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's from Philly, but she moved here, and just some stories she told me on the phone when I was talking to her about doing this. I was like, that is a crazy story. Yeah, that's
Wow.
awesome.
How'd you
Yeah.
get in touch with her? Facebook?
Well, yeah, no, I had her number and stuff. Her and I actually, I'll save the full story for when she comes, but like when we first met, we kind of clashed.
Really?
Yeah, because she is a hard teacher,
Yeah.
but
Those are
came-
some of the best ones.
yeah, like, but I came in a little confident, which I can humbly say now, because back then I'm like, she doesn't like me. I can say now, I came in a little confident, and I think she was like, all right, buddy, like, let me bring you back to earth real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
So it ended up being cool, but yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a cool conversation.
Oh,
So check it out,
nice.
and then hopefully, when Positively Pebbles comes out, we can have you back and give you a proper.
Yeah. And
You all
got-
talk about the most random stuff.
Oh
This
my
was-
God.
I had no idea what to expect,
Yeah.
but this was fun.
She thought it was gonna be a 5-minute thing.
Oh my God.
And we still got. I want to get your psychic friend on. Wait.
Oh, yes.
And the final thing, it's not a question, but
Yeah.
I think when you said for older kids, I think she'd be good for younger kids also because, like for example, my daughter right now, 3rd grade, and she loves her. I mean, she just started, but she loves her teacher because the teacher is very. She's very nonconformist, I guess. Mm-hmm. So my daughter, the first day, she goes, she's really unique. I like this about her or whatever.
That's so
and
good.
she
loves her teacher.
yeah, and she gives examples of things that she does, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Normally, I'm like, that is so stupid, but I'm like, I hate school. It's so dumb. But this teacher does unique stuff, and my wife said that when the first time she ran into her, the teacher was like, by the way, just so you know, I'm not like your average teacher. I like. Oh, it was because. Like it was like the 3rd day of school. We were gonna take the kids out to bring them to. We were just gonna like go on vacation for the weekend, and that the teacher was like, "Go for it." She's like, "Do stuff like that. I don't care." She goes, "You get more experience living life
Yes.
than sitting in a classroom." So,
Yep.
I think that you'd be a good teacher like that.
And I think you need a school do-over. You have like negative, not your attitude about it, but it's like, I feel like all of your memories around education were not great. Like, and even if it, like, I know you've taken classes for certain things, but I would be interested in seeing you like
21 Jump Street back in college.
go back to school or something just to like I feel like you would kill it now. You know what I mean?
I actually, my daughter who's in BC, I said to her, I go, hey, once you get comfortable, can I come hang out with you for like a class? Yeah,
No,
she was
really?
like,
You can go, yeah.
And she's like, yeah. She goes, once I get comfortable, she goes, come hang out in a class and sit with me. And then my other daughter, she's always like, she does like, she's doing like labs, so she's always out doing stuff, and she'll send me pictures, and I'm like, that would be weird if I went with her to that. So I think I think she like scratches my itch by being like, yesterday we were out on the beach and scooping up fish and doing this, and she'll send me pictures. But yeah,
That's
like
so cool.
Yeah, college is different. High school. Oh, unless it was like yours. You sounded like you had a cool.
I can't lie. I had a really good handful of teachers. Yeah.
Oh, not me, dude. I couldn't wait. I was like, when's that bell gonna ring? I'm out. And if it was a day where the bell didn't come fast enough, I was like, I went to school enough today.
We should. That could be a cool video. Well, your high
skipping
school.
school.
No. Your high school isn't there anymore. But go to like Everett High.
Oh, go
to like pull up.
Yeah,
but it's not the same building though.
Yeah, no.
But just to pull up.
The building was actually featured in an Adam Sandler movie.
Here Comes the Boom. Yeah.
No, not Here Comes the Boom.
Oh, it was
Here's My Boy.
Yeah, here's my boy. Yes.
Oh, There's My Boy, where like he was like he got his teacher pregnant or whatever.
Yeah.
And Vanilla Ice is in the movie. All right. Anyway, Pebbles, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Pebbles was like, oh, this will be quick.
I know, right?
5 minutes. An
I was
hour
like, turn
later.
on your mic.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Don't